Welcome back. Ladies and gentlemen, till 40 hours ago, there was just one question on everyone's mind who was watching the news. Where is Hemant Soren? The ED looking for the Jharkhand chief minister to question him in Delhi made us all believe that a cat and mouse game was underway, that Hemant Soren was absconding. An unprecedented manhunt was launched in Delhi and neighboring states. Unprecedented because whenever you heard of ED actually activating police in 3 to 4 states to look for a chief minister. All of this, by the way, to question a man who had already told them that he would be available for questioning on Wednesday, that is tomorrow. So the question is, why was the ED even looking for him? Anyhow, this afternoon it emerged that the chief minister was in Ranchi at his residence, where he held a meeting with his MLAs, his ministers, and very significantly, he had his wife Kalpana in attendance. Buzz is that the ED post his questioning in a land scam will possibly arrest him. Maybe tomorrow, maybe day after. Mrs. Soren, it is being said, could do a Rabri Devi and step into her husband's shoes. And so today, in a show of strength, Mr. Soren, along with his party leaders, went to Bapu Vatika to pay homage to Mahatma Gandhi. Essentially, what he was trying to say is that my folk is still with me, my flock is still with me. He didn't say much there. Meanwhile, in Delhi, after camping at Soren's residence for over 13 hours, the Enforcement Directorate made some stunning claims. They said they had seized 36 lakh rupees in cash and 2 BMWs. They put out this picture of the cash. They've put out pictures of the BMW as well. They also say, via sources, that some incriminating documents have been recovered from Mr. Soren's Delhi residence as well. In Ranchi, Hemant Soren's party, the JMM, launched a full-scale attack on the BJP, saying it was shameful that a sitting chief minister was being treated like a criminal. They also accused the BJP and ED of planting cash at Mr. Soren's Delhi residence.
लंबा बात जब माननीय मुख्यमंत्री कल ईडी को बुलाए 31 को, तो किसके आदेश पे ईडी समय के पहले माननीय मुख्यमंत्री के दिल्ली के सरकारी निवास में पहुंचते हैं और ये कहा जाता है कुछ एजेंसियों द्वारा 36 लाख रुपए मिले। क्या मेरे गैर अनुपस्थिति में मेरे घर के तलाशी ली जा सकती है? क्या वो ईडी के द्वारा या बाबूलाल जी के द्वारा वो प्लांट नहीं किया गया?
Meanwhile, let's get to the buzz that Kalpana Soren could be the next chief minister of the state. It's a buzz right now, but who knows? It can happen. Anything is possible in politics. And therefore, a quick check of who Kalpana Soren is. Well, the chief minister's wife keeps a low profile. She's 43 years old. She's done an MBA and an MTech, we believe. She comes from Odisha's Mayurbhanj district. Kalpana was married to Mr. Soren in 2007 and currently runs a school and is often seen at educational events. Question is, will she become the chief minister? That question will be eventually answered in the next 72 hours. Meanwhile, politics, of course, continues. Hours after the BJP claimed that the chief minister was absconding, they released a poster announcing a reward of 11,000 rupees for any information on him, any leads on him. This was, of course, a political stunt. Now, today, the JMM has warned the BJP and they have said they'll file a defamation case against the Jharkhand BJP chief Babulal Marandi for putting this poster out. The BJP, on the other hand, is saying Mr. Soren is a coward and he will drown the state and that he must resign. Listen in.
थे तो कहाँ भाग गए थे, बताना चाहिए ना। अरे जिस राज्य के मुख्यमंत्री पुलिस से डरता हो, सीबीआई से डरता हो, ईडी से डरता हो, अफसर से डरता हो, तो अफसरों से काम वो कैसे करा सकते हैं? तो ऐसे डरपोक अगर कोई मुख्यमंत्री सत्ता में बैठे रहेंगे तब तो इस राज्य का बेड़ा गर्क हो जाएगा। इसलिए अब इनको तो हटना ही चाहिए, त्यागपत्र देना चाहिए, और नहीं तो उनके पार्टी के लोगों को भी कहेंगे कि भाई इनको हटाओ यहाँ से।
Let's get a quick update on where the story is right now. Bhavtosh is joining me live from the national capital. He's the one who tracks the enforcement directorate for us. Bhavtosh, uh, look, there is enough and more buzz that after his questioning tomorrow, Jharkhand's chief minister may very well be arrested. Is that a possibility? What are you hearing from your sources?
Shreya, the enforcement directorate officers have not said anything what will happen tomorrow, but a very crucial day for Hemant Soren's second round of questioning. Remember, the first round happened after six months of summons to and fro between enforcement directorate and Hemant Soren, and it was only on 20th January that he joined the investigation, and then we all saw what happened yesterday. As far as ED is concerned, yes, they claim that they have seized 36 lakh rupees of cash, 2 BMW cars, and the ownership of the car would also be investigated by them. One of these cars were seized from the residence outside the house, which was in fact raided by the enforcement directorate. This car was reportedly used by Hemant Soren and his wife. Why tomorrow is important for Hemant Soren is about the fact that some additional documents and evidence have been seized by the enforcement directorate. They want to confront him with those documents, and they said that on 20th January he could only answer a few of the questions, and they want to confront him with more documentary evidence. What exactly will happen will only we will come to know once the questioning starts. The questioning will start at around 1 p.m. Very important day, not only for Jharkhand but also for the CM Hemant Soren, and ED officials have said that they will go question him, and only once that questioning gets over, they will decide what will happen. It could be possible that another summon will be served to him, but we will keep our viewers updated tomorrow once the questioning will start at around 1 p.m.
All right, Bhavtosh, we'll leave it there for the moment. We'll be tracking the story, of course, with Bhavtosh at 1 p.m. In fact, since morning tomorrow. Thanks, Bhavtosh, for joining us. Let me go across to our guests who are joining us this evening. Pratul Shah Dio is the Jharkhand BJP spokesperson joining us on the broadcast. Sujata Paul is spokesperson of the Congress Party. Ghanshyam Tiwari is the national spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party. We are hoped to be joined by Neeraja Chaudhary, who's a senior journalist, having a bit of an issue with her network. And ML Sharma is a former Special Director CBI. Before I start with the politicians, can I quickly come to Mr. Sharma and ask him one simple question that I, as a citizen of India, watching the broadcast since the last 2 days, wants to know. Mr. Sharma, is it regular for the Enforcement Directorate to launch a manhunt and leak details about it to the press, looking for a man who has already told them that he will be appearing before them on January 31st? Matlab, 40 hours time waste kiya kyun when you knew that the man is going to appear before you 40 hours later or 50 hours later?
Shreya ji, if the facts that you are stating are correct, then they should have waited for 31st January for questioning Mr. Soren. They shouldn't have prejudged this issue, and they shouldn't have indulged in what you call manhunt. That much respect a CM, howsoever good or howsoever bad, corrupt or honest, he deserved.
Okay, so do you feel that the ED was, if I can say it in Hindi, the ED mahol bana raha tha?
देखिए, बात सुनिए, ये हिंदुस्तान में बेसिक प्रॉब्लम है कि अधिकांश स्टेट्स ने सीबीआई के जुरिसडिक्शन को ख़त्म कर दिया है. सीबीआई बहुत पुरानी एजेंसी है और उसमें डेप्थ है, सोब्राइटी है और इन्वेस्टिगेटर्स का स्किल भी बहुत अच्छा है. इसके मुकाबले में ईडी बहुत नया, मैं अननेसेसरली क्रिटिसाइज नहीं करना चाहता, लेकिन सच्चाई है, मैं रोज़ देख रहा हूँ, वो नया, बहुत नया ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है और ट्रेनिंग की भी कमी है. तो इसलिए उसमें क्या हुआ है कि उसको वैक्यूम को फिलअप करने के लिए ईडी जो है अपना भी काम कर रही है और सीबीआई के काम भी उन्होंने अपने हाथ में ले लिया है। तो ये एक विडंबना है कि जुर्म एक होता है और दो दो इन्वेस्टिगेटिंग एजेंसीज तफ्तीश करती हैं। उसी जुर्म के लिए पहले सीबीआई इन्वेस्टिगेट करती है और साइड बाय साइड में ईडी इन्वेस्टिगेट करने लग जाती है। तो हमारे कानून में भी कुछ प्रॉब्लम है, क्योंकि मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग पर से ऑफेंस नहीं है। मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग का तफ्तीश शुरू करने से पहले प्रेडिकेट क्राइम होना चाहिए, जिसका इन्वेस्टिगेशन सीबीआई या पुलिस एजेंसी करती है। तो मेरा इसके लिए एक बहुत सिंपल सॉल्यूशन है, जो कोई माने या ना माने, एक ही तरीका है। वो ये है कि कानून में परिवर्तन होना चाहिए कि प्रोसीड्स ऑफ क्राइम कोई क्रिमिनल खुर्द बुर्द ना करे, तो साइमल्टेनियसली जैसे सीबीआई इन्वेस्टिगेट कर रही है तो साइमल्टेनियसली ईडी उसको अटैच कर ले, जैसा अभी प्रोविज़न है सेक्शन 5, 6, 7, 8 मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग एक्ट में है। ये तो होना चाहिए। लेकिन साइड बाय साइड इन्वेस्टिगेशन शुरू कर दे और गिरफ्तारी कर दे, इससे बड़ी गड़बड़ हो रही है। तो ये कानूनन प्रॉब्लम भी है। लेकिन ये सब कहने के साथ साथ ये भी कहना चाहूँगा कि किसी भी चीफ मिनिस्टर के लिए या किसी भी राजनेता के लिए या किसी भी जिम्मेवार आदमी के लिए ये शोभा नहीं देता कि वो बार बार बुलाए जाने के बाद भी इन्वेस्टिगेटिंग एजेंसी के सामने पेश ना हो। मैं एक व्यक्ति के संदर्भ में ये बात नहीं कहता हूँ, ऐसे बहुत व्यक्ति हैं। ईडी नोटिस देती है, जो कानून है अभी का कानून है उसके हिसाब से जाना पड़ेगा, जाते नहीं हैं, टालते रहते हैं, ये भी गलत बात है। इसके साथ ही मैं एक बात और भी कहना चाहता हूँ कि जो ईडी का क्राइम है, मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग का क्राइम है, ये ऐसे व्यक्तियों द्वारा किया जाता है जो दबाव में कुछ बोलने से रहे। उनके खिलाफ अगर कोई एविडेंस होगा, इट विल बी ओनली इन टर्म्स ऑफ रिकॉर्ड। चाहे एक बार बुलाओ, चाहे 100 बार बुलाओ, उन्होंने वही बात कहनी है। अगर रिकॉर्ड में कुछ है तो उनके खिलाफ ईडी कंप्लेंट फाइल करेगी, क्रिमिनल कंप्लेंट फाइल करेगी, अदरवाइज कुछ नहीं होगा। तो ऐसे भी बहुत व्यक्ति हैं जो रोज अखबार में पढ़ते हैं, 10 बार बुलाए जा चुके हैं, लेकिन फिर नोटिस जारी कर देते हैं और आओ और आओ। तो इसलिए हमारे सिस्टम में सब कुछ ठीक नहीं है, कुछ गड़बड़ चल रहा है, कुछ इन्वेस्टिगेशन की तरफ से भी और कुछ क्रिमिनल्स की तरफ से भी या अपराधियों की तरफ से भी।
गड़बड़ तो बहुत कुछ चल रहा है, गड़बड़ तो बहुत कुछ चल रहा है।
दोनों तरफ गड़बड़।
प्रफुल्ल शाह दियो, ये बीजेपी की तरफ तो गड़बड़ नहीं है, बिकॉज द झारखंड मुक्ति मोर्चा इज सेइंग टू थिंग्स। ए, दैट द ईडी इज ट्रीटिंग अ सिटिंग चीफ मिनिस्टर as a criminal. Secondly, they're also alleging that the money that the ED today has shown as a recovery from Hemant Soren's residence has been planted by the ED.
देखिए, राजनेता लोग कुछ भी बोलते रहते हैं, चाहे वो पार्टी ए का हो या पार्टी बी का हो, नहीं, उस पर मैं कोई टिप्पणी नहीं करना चाहता हूँ। दूसरा, मैं ये कहना चाहता हूँ कि अपराधी किसी भी पद पे क्यों ना हो।
वो सवाल आप शर्मा जी,
वो इम्यूनिटी,
शर्मा जी, वो सवाल आपके लिए नहीं था, वो एक्चुअली बीजेपी
जी,
वो बीजेपी के जो स्पोक्स पर्सन है उनके लिए था। We'll just try and go to him in just a bit. But Sujata Paul, Paul and that's fine. Sujata Paul and Ghanshyam Tiwari, you continue to be with us on the broadcast. Sujata Paul, fact is that the ED has been looking for the Jharkhand chief minister. That's a fact, right? They said, we want to question him. Why give them the slip? Why go missing for 40 hours? The fact is, it's not like Mr. Hemant Soren wasn't watching TV, or his friends and family weren't watching TV and telling him that the ED is looking for you. Why give them the slip? Why go absconding? These are not words that I have used. Tell them, I am here. Release a press statement, say I'm not absconding, I'm very much here. I'll meet you on January 31st. Pura drama agar ED ne kiya, even the Jharkhand Mukti Morcha played along with it, na?
Before we get into what has happened, let's remind ourselves of what happened in Maharashtra. Paramveer Singh had disappeared and the Home Minister Amit Shah didn't know where he was, right? So the fact is that today what you're seeing is exactly what you said. This is creating a mahal, and nobody could have disappeared with, with the government of this mandate, the government which is everywhere, which has eyes everywhere, drones are working. The Prime Minister keeps looking at every nook and corner of the country. So let's not get there, because Shreya, if you look at the number of cases filed by the ED till now, excuse me, which are about more than 5,500, and how many convictions have happened? 23. So the fact is that before the Lok Sabha elections, the ED is being used by the Prime Minister of this country, by the Home Minister of this country, to ensure that the opposition, opposition is not able to get together. Opposition is brought to its knees. Either you join them or you go to jail. We are seeing this happening in Delhi, and this is the reason why Mr. Arvind Kejriwal didn't appear before the ED, because we know what they're trying to do. What happened with the West Bengal Chief Minister, her nephew, we are seeing what is happening. We are seeing what is happening, what happened today through the day. We saw pictures of Lalu Prasad Yadavji, his son. Everybody is being called. Why? Because the Prime Minister thinks that this is the only way that he can create this mahal and tell people that I put people in jail. What was he doing for the last 10 years? He could have done that, no? But he couldn't, because he knows that he has to create a mahal before the Lok Sabha election. So everything that is happening today is only for the sake of elections. Otherwise, you tell me, why does the
Okay,
ED not
Sujata,
go
I
to
have a
Hemant
counter
Soren?
question.
Yes. Yes.
I have a counter question to that, but before I get to my counter question, I want to get the BJP spokesperson in. He's the BJP spokesperson from Jharkhand, Mr. Dio. The opposition is saying ये BJP और ED कुछ नहीं कर रहा, सिर्फ माहौल बना रहा है इलेक्शन से पहले. It's not just Hemant Soren. Where was the need to go looking for Hemant Soren for 40 hours and wasting everyone's time when the man had already said that I'll come and join you on January 31st? Yeah, माहौल बना रहे हैं इलेक्शन से पहले. सब opposition नेता चोर हैं, सिर्फ हम गंगा से धुले हुए हैं. Yes, yes, Mr. Dio, I can hear you. Good to have you. बोलिए.
Thank you so much. What I'm saying is what's happening in Jharkhand is straight from the plot of a Robert Houdini thriller. The chief minister goes missing for 40 hours. He goes traceless. It's just like, the headlines were screaming, Chief Minister Farar, Chief Minister Lapata. See, what has happened in Jharkhand is unprecedented. There have been scams worth rupees 70,000 crore during the 4-year tenure of Honorable Chief Minister. And as far as the ED is concerned, there is no witch hunting. I'm not the ED spokesperson. But let me get a few facts clear for you. For the first 7 summons that were issued to the Honorable Chief Minister, he evaded them on one pretext or the other. Flimsy, out-of-world excuses. And on 8th summon, when ED said, if you're not coming to us, we are coming for you, he had to relent that the questioning was done at his house. And according to media reports, he was evasive. 9th summon, he says, no, I have no time till 31st March. And on 10th summon, issued on 25th January, mark my words, which CM had to give the dates on 27th January, 48 hours, whether 29th of January suits him or 31st January suits him. He had a deadline of 27th January to answer. He did not. So obviously, ED went to question him, and
Mr.
like a fugitive on the run, Chief Minister
Mr. Dio, he sent an
from
email.
But
again, Mr. Dio, he sent an email to the ED saying January 31st is a date I'll be available to answer any of your questions. And you are saying absconding, newspapers are saying Farar. That is because ED sources were telling reporters who tracked the ED that the Chief Minister is Farar. Today the JMM is saying kahan Farar the? The BJP can put posters and say 11,000 rupees inam to anyone who gives any information. But Farar kahan the? The Chief Minister is saying, here I am.
Yeah, because of technical glitches, I could only join you later. So please give me a few moments to explain what has happened. See, the Chief Minister was given 48 hours, and that 48 hours expired on 27 January to name out a date on which he will appear. And when was the mail sent? The mail was sent when the Chief Minister's house was actually the ED salutes went to his house. Then only the mail was sent yesterday. So the deadline had expired long back. The Chief Minister had to choose a date. Our take is the Chief Minister has taken an oath to uphold the law of the land. He just seems to be defying the summons, just seems to be doing the opposite. And a Chief Minister on the run, we have never heard like this. He has put Jharkhand to shame. A Chief Minister vanished for 48 hours. And what happens to the 3.5 crore people of Jharkhand? There was no state head. There was no cabinet head. So if there God forbid, if any emergency situation arose in these 48 hours when he was absconding, and absconding is the word I will repeat, then what would have happened? The state was headless for 40 hours.
So, Mr.
The
Dio,
chief minister
essentially,
had gone missing.
okay. So you are telling me that Hemant Soren for 40 hours plus put Jharkhand in a situation where it was seeing a constitutional crisis. Ghanshyam Tiwari, I want to come to you with a simple question. Look, the fact is, Tejasvi Yadav has just walked out of his ED questioning. He was questioned for over 10 hours. Yesterday, his father was questioned. We have other leaders from the opposition who have been questioned as well, but they have not been questioned in thin air, na? They have been questioned because their names have featured in corruption scandals. Now, what are you telling me? Are you telling me that just because these are opposition leaders and they are anti-Modi, that is why they are being questioned? Is that the only reason why they are being questioned? That may be part of the reason. But the other reason is that there is no smoke without fire. ED hawa mein to baat nahi karegi na. Only if there is proof will they come to you and say, this is the proof, now answer these questions.
Good evening, share to you, the viewers and the fellow co-panelists. There are three important things. One is that on the day Mahatma Gandhi was martyred, definitely Godse is smiling because his model is absolutely working. His model of propaganda and go for the kill is working in the BJP government, which is basically a trash can of morality today. That they want an Indian democracy before the run-up to 2024 elections, they want from Tamil Nadu to Jharkhand to Bihar to every other state to Delhi where there is a non-BJP government elected by the people. They want the voices silent. They want the chief minister to be taken away. They want the deputy chief ministers in the jail. This is a party that has right now not 100, not 200, not 300, more than 400 sitting MPs and MLAs who have criminal charges as per their own affidavit. The biggest bulk of people with criminal charges come from BJP. This is a party that glorifies people like Brij Bhushan Singh. So BJP definitely has no shame, but it believes that people of India also have no morality in the BJP's trash can of morality, that they will not object to the fact that a tribal chief minister, BJP government, the write-offs to their crony capitalists is 15 lakh crores. And the cost of a tribal chief minister for BJP is 11,000 rupees. This is a party that collects thousands of crores in donations, unsaid donations. And for them, the cost of a tribal chief minister...
You're playing the victim card here.
Elected. I'm not playing the victim card. I'm saying the democracy
You are playing the victim card here.
There's no victim card.
Fact is that Mr. Soren is accused in 3 scams. Coal mining scam. Land scam, 3 scams. He's a housing scam. He's accused in 3 scams.
And
there is obviously something against him. It's obvious his hands are not clean.
Is he the guy who's being reported at Financial Times? Is he the guy who's being glorified in international reports about the corruption at the highest level? No, that's Mr. Adani. But he is his friend and philosopher of Prime Minister. He is the man for whom the Prime Minister has a mission that one nation, one businessman, the richest man in the world. So clearly, there's no victim card here. The victim is the Indian democracy, where this government wants that every top leader in opposition who is running a state government in any state in the country will be demoralized. We already see that in a government run by BJP itself, Manipur, it continues to burn. The Prime Minister is not bothered about governance of the states, federal structure, constitution. What he's more interested in, can he arm twist and fracture the democracy of India so that people of India believe that there is no voice on the table when they go out to vote. But believe me, in Gandhi's India, people of India can be BJP mukt, but they will never be option mukt. BJP wants India to be option mukt, but Hemant Soren will always be an option. Lalu Yadav ji will always be an option, and Akhilesh Yadav ji will always be an option. Mamata Banerjee ji will always be an option, no matter what BJP does against them.
No, we understand the timing. I understand the timing, and I take your point over the timing of all this questioning. But Sujata Paul, fact of the matter is, now since Ghanshyam has spoken about Lalu Prasad Yadav, and Tejasvi has been questioned today as well, and Lalu was questioned yesterday, Lalu Prasad Yadav was questioned yesterday. Fact is ki, please let's go back and see and remember for a moment who filed cases and charges against Lalu Prasad Yadav in the land for job scam in Bihar. Congress ne kiya tha na. Case आपने दर्ज किया. अब ED is investigating it. You are saying political witch hunt. How is it political witch hunt, bhai? The Congress party and the ED and the CBI under the Congress party must have found something, na, against Lalu Prasad Yadav to go ahead and act against him and question him. Timing, yes, I buy your point. But the charges itself, there are charges against these people. Corruption charges against these people that need to be investigated.
So there are two things here. One about Lalu Prasad Yadav ji. Now, when you talk about him, if charges were filed, when were they filed? And how much time has the BJP taken? Like you yourself said, the timing. But it's not just the timing, it is also because the Prime Minister wants this country to be opposition moved. And if that is not the case, I come to my second point. Why does the ED not go to Hemanta Soren's house? And if you remember, when Shiv Sena was literally attacked and broken into fragments, at that time there was a man that you heard about called Ajit Pawar, right, from the NCP. And later on, what happened? He had to join with the BJP in spite of the 70,000 crore, accusation that the Prime Minister himself had made. But not just that. What about Pratap Sarnaik? There were allegations on him, but the allegations were taken back. Even with Ajit Pawarji, the same thing happened. But not just them. I want to know what happened to the case of Himanta Biswa Sarma. What happened to the case of Subhendu Adhikari, Narayan Rane? All these people were also accused. But like
I will give the BJP spokesperson 20 seconds to respond to that. Sujata, you make a good point. I was about to make that point. I'm glad you make it. I will let Pratul Dio. 1 minute रुक जाइए. Pratul Dio, I have 20 seconds. Respond to that. आपके corrupt, हमारे corrupt एकदम पाक. ये क्या logic है भाई?
Let me remind my learned Congress spokesperson of the fact that no cases have been withdrawn against any leader who have joined hands with us. And to come back to what Samajwadi Party was saying, the leaders of Samajwadi Party closely amounts to the theater of the absurd. He was talking about morality. That's the joke of the evening. See, they have conveniently forgotten that quid pro quid in the Indian politics as the biggest example in Samajwadi Party, where all cases of DA against Mulayam Singh Yadav and his kin were dropped after they supported the UPA government after the nuclear deal when the communists had withdrawn support. So that's what quid pro quid is all about. And as far as Hemant Soren is concerned, the biggest example of his corruption is that he, as the mining minister and the chief minister, he took a mining lease in his own name. Nowhere else you will find a starking example more than this, where a chief minister, being a mining minister, allows a mining lease to his own name and gives land to his wife.
Weak response to a strong question. Weak question to a strong response, but I will leave it there. Thank you very much, all of you, for joining us. Two things I'll say this evening. A, there is no doubt that the ED and the BJP are making or creating a mahal ahead of the elections. I think that much is very clear. And B, asking for morality in politics in the day and age we live in, that's asking for too much, dear viewer. We'll leave it there for the moment. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us. Good night. My colleague Shreya is joining you up next with the top headlines at the top of 9. Do stay with us.